It was a summer of golden air and dust motes, when the afternoons seemed too wide for clocks to matter, and my bare feet knew every worn board of my grandmother's porch. I was 12 then, and the house on the crest of the hill smelled of beeswax and lavender, and the cool dark inside always felt like a place where time held its breath. She kept an old cabinet in the hallway, narrow and tall, its glass cloudy with age. Inside were objects none of us could quite place. A small clock that had stopped at 3:17, a silver comb wrapped in yellowed ribbon, a porcelain doll with half-closed eyes. She told me they belonged to people who came before us, though she didn't say their names, as if saying them might wake them. When the afternoons grew too hot, I would slip inside and wander among those heavy, quiet rooms. There was a mirror at the end of the hall I liked, though my grandmother would frown when she caught me staring into it. She'd say it never gave a true reflection. I didn't understand what she meant until one day, while I was watching the dust drift lazily in a sunbeam and listening to the faint ticking that shouldn't have been there, I saw something move behind me in the glass. It was slow, unhurried, as if whoever it was had all the time in the world. I turned, but there was only the hallway, patient and still. The sound of ticking faded when I moved away, only to return when I stepped back. My own face in the mirror seemed pale and unfamiliar, the eyes too deep, as if they were looking past me at something arriving from far away. That evening, my grandmother lit candles in the kitchen and kept glancing toward the hallway. The shadows leaned toward her flame, stretching across the floor, long and careful. She asked me if I'd touched anything in the cabinet that day. I told her no, though my fingers had grazed the silver comb without thinking. She looked at me for a long moment, then said softly, "Some things believe they still belong to someone." In the nights that followed, I began waking to faint sounds, the slow creak of a step on the hallway floorboards, the quiet brush of something passing the open door to my room. The air carried a smell of lavender that deepened into something darker, like flowers left too long in still water. I told myself it was just the house settling, that old houses keep different hours than people do. One night I woke to see my door half closed, though I'd left it open. In the gap glimmered a dim light, the kind a candle might give. Moving quietly, I walked into the hallway, and there was the mirror, waiting. No candle burned, but the light came from somewhere inside the reflection itself. I saw not the hallway behind me, but another, a narrower one, with walls that wept darkness, and at the end, a figure standing too still. Its hands hung at its sides. It wore a dress the colour of old photographs. I stepped closer, and the ticking returned, muted yet insistent. The figure raised its head, and I thought I recognized the curve of the face as my own grandmother's, but younger and wrong. The eyes hollow as if emptied over time. She lifted one hand, palm outward. I lifted mine without meaning to, and in the instant our fingers aligned in glass. The smell of still water rushed into the room, cold and certain. I don't remember going back to bed, only waking in the morning with the silver comb lying on my desk. My grandmother never mentioned it, though from then on she kept the cabinet locked. I didn't go near the mirror again, though sometimes, passing it, I would catch the faint tolling of time from that other hallway, an hour that belonged to neither day nor night. Years later, the house was emptied. My grandmother gone, the mirrors shrouded, the floors bare. I walked that hallway one final time, touching the panels that had once known every shift of sunlight. The mirror was still there, uncovered now, its glass dim but watching, and in it I saw not myself as I was, but as I will be, standing somewhere far down a narrow hall, patient, waiting for a child to lift their hand to mine.